There's something undeniably special about those who prefer the quietude of their own company, especially as they grow older. As someone who has navigated the journey of self-discovery and embraced the beauty of solitude, I found that there's a certain richness to life that only becomes more apparent when we allow ourselves to truly be alone. It's not loneliness. It's an intentional choice to savor the peace and fulfillment that comes from within. Let's explore some of the distinct qualities that define older individuals who genuinely love spending time alone. 1. Deep curiosity and love for learning. Older individuals who embrace solitude often possess an insatiable curiosity about the world. This curiosity drives them to constantly learn, explore new ideas, and delve into subjects that pique their interest. Whether it's through reading, taking up new hobbies, or engaging in self-study, their love for learning never wanes. One friend of mine in her late 60s spends her afternoons lost in historical documentaries and philosophy books. Her eyes light up when she talks about a new theory she's stumbled upon, or a historical event she's just discovered. For her, solitude provides the perfect environment to nurture her love for knowledge without distractions. It's as if her alone time is a sacred space where her mind can freely wander, learn, and grow. 2. Comfort in stillness. As we grow older, the world seems to speed up, but those who relish solitude find immense comfort in stillness. They've learned the art of being present, finding peace in the moment, and allowing themselves to just be. This quality is often cultivated over time as they've come to appreciate that stillness is not the absence of activity, but rather a state of being that brings clarity and calm. I recall a story shared by an older gentleman on a forum, where he described his morning ritual of sitting by the window with a cup of tea, simply watching the world outside. He talked about how this daily practice grounded him, allowing him to start each day with a sense of calm and purpose. This stillness wasn't about inactivity. It was about reconnecting with himself in a way that was deeply fulfilling. 3. Strong connection to nature. Many older people who enjoy their own company have developed a profound connection to nature. This bond isn't just about being outside, it's about finding solace and inspiration in the natural world. Whether it's through gardening, hiking, or simply sitting in a park, nature becomes a sanctuary where they can reflect, recharge, and feel a part of something larger. I've often heard older folks talk about their love for gardening as more than just a hobby. It's a meditative practice, a way to nurture life and witness the beauty of growth and change. One woman I know spends hours tending to her garden, not out of obligation, but because it brings her a sense of peace and accomplishment. Each plant she cares for is a reminder of the cycles of life and the simple joys that come from nurturing something beautiful. 4. Selective social interactions. Older individuals who prefer solitude often become more selective with their social interactions. It's not that they don't enjoy the company of others. Rather, they've learned to value quality over quantity when it comes to relationships. They seek out meaningful connections with people who share their values and interests, and who respect their need for alone time. A retired teacher I once met shared how she had gradually reduced her social circle over the years. She no longer felt the need to attend every social event or keep up with acquaintances who didn't bring positivity into her life. Instead, she cherished the few deep connections she maintained, finding them far more rewarding than spreading herself thin across numerous superficial relationships. Her selective approach to socializing allowed her to invest more in the relationships that truly mattered, while still honoring her need for contentment with simplicity. 5. Contentment with simplicity. There's a certain elegance in the simplicity that many older people who love being alone have mastered. They've learned to strip away the unnecessary, focusing instead on what truly brings them joy and contentment. Whether it's a minimalist lifestyle, a small but cozy living space, or a routine that emphasizes simple pleasures, they find happiness in the essentials. I remember a conversation with an older man who had downsized his life considerably after retirement. He lived in a modest home, had very few possessions, and spent his days enjoying simple things like cooking a meal from scratch or walking his dog in the park. He spoke with such satisfaction about how much lighter and freer he felt after letting go of the excess. His life wasn't filled with clutter, but with moments of genuine contentment that came from living simply and intentionally. 6. Self-reliance and practical wisdom. With age often comes a wealth of practical wisdom. Those who cherish solitude tend to be highly self-reliant. They've learned to trust their instincts, solve problems on their own, and navigate life's challenges with a sense of calm and capability. This self-reliance isn't about refusing help, but rather about knowing when and how to take care of oneself. One of my favorite stories is of an older woman who, after her husband passed away, decided to take up carpentry. She wanted to maintain her home on her own terms, without having to rely on others. Over time, she became quite skilled in repairing furniture, fixing things around the house, and even building new pieces. Her sense of independence wasn't just practical, it was deeply empowering. It gave her a sense of control and confidence, knowing she could take care of herself. 7. Appreciation for solitude as a source of renewal. For many older individuals, solitude isn't just a preference, it's a vital source of renewal. It's in these moments alone that they recharge, reflect, and regain their energy. They've come to understand that solitude isn't something to be feared or avoided, but something to be embraced for its restorative power. I've spoken to many who describe their alone time as essential to their well-being. One woman in her early 70s explained how she would retreat to her small cabin in the woods for a week every few months. This time away from the world, she said, was when she felt most alive and in tune with herself. It was her way of resetting, reconnecting with her inner self, and emerging with renewed clarity and strength. 8. Calm acceptance of life's impermanence. There's a certain peace that comes with accepting life's impermanence, and many older individuals who enjoy solitude seem to have embraced this with grace. They've lived long enough to experience life's highs and lows, and in doing so, they've come to accept that change and loss are inevitable. This acceptance allows them to find peace in the present moment and to approach life with a sense of calm and equanimity. One man I knew would often reflect on how his life had changed over the years, the friends he'd lost, the places he'd lived, and the different phases of his life. Instead of feeling sad about what was gone, he found comfort in the memories and in knowing that each chapter had shaped who he was. His solitude was a time for quiet reflection, a way to honor the past while finding contentment in the present. 9. Thoughtful approach to decision-making. Older individuals who enjoy solitude often develop a thoughtful, deliberate approach to decision-making. They understand the value of taking their time to reflect on choices, weighing the pros and cons, and considering the potential impact of their decisions. This careful approach stems from a lifetime of experiences where they've learned that rushing into things often leads to unnecessary complications. One woman shared with me how she relishes the time she spends alone when faced with important decisions. Whether it's something as significant as relocating to a new city, or as simple as choosing a new hobby, she takes her time to sit quietly, sometimes journaling her thoughts or taking long walks to clear her mind. For her, solitude allows her to tap into her inner wisdom and make decisions that align with her values and long-term goals. This mindful approach ensures that her choices are well considered and ultimately lead to a more fulfilling life. 10. Passion for personal projects. Many older individuals who cherish solitude find immense joy in personal projects that allow them to express themselves creatively or contribute to something meaningful. Whether it's writing, painting, building, or even volunteering from behind the scenes, They channel their energy into projects that resonate with their passions and interests. These projects often become a source of pride and purpose, giving them a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. I knew a retired engineer who, after years of working in a structured environment, took up woodworking as a personal project. His workshop became his sanctuary, where he spent hours crafting intricate pieces of furniture. He would often talk about how these quiet moments alone, working with his hands, brought him a sense of peace and satisfaction that he hadn't experienced in his earlier years. His projects became a way for him to continue learning, creating, and contributing to the world around him, all while enjoying the solitude he had come to treasure. 11th, a balanced perspective on life. Older individuals who enjoy solitude often develop a balanced perspective on life, recognizing the importance of both joy and hardship. Through years of lived experiences, they've learned that life is a series of ebbs and flows, and they approach both the good and bad with a sense of calm and acceptance. This balanced outlook helps them navigate challenges with grace, and they find comfort in knowing that difficult times are temporary and often lead to growth. I once met an older man who had experienced significant ups and downs in his life, from career successes to personal losses. He spoke of how his time alone allowed him to process these experiences and gain a deeper understanding of life's inherent balance. Rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, he chose to focus on the present, appreciating the simple moments of happiness and viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. His ability to maintain this balanced perspective was a source of strength and resilience, allowing him to live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. 12. Appreciation for silence. Those who value solitude often develop a deep appreciation for silence. In a world that is constantly noisy and filled with distractions, silence becomes a cherished retreat where they can hear their own thoughts and reconnect with themselves. This appreciation for silence isn't about avoiding noise, but about embracing the calm and clarity that come when the world quiets down. An older woman I knew would often share how she enjoyed sitting in silence each evening after a busy day. She would turn off the television, put away her phone, and simply sit with her thoughts, or listen to the subtle sounds of the night. This time of silence allowed her to reflect, meditate, and find peace in her own company. It became a vital part of her daily routine, a moment of serenity that helped her feel centered and refreshed. For her and many others who cherish their alone time, silence is more than just the absence of sound. It's a space where true inner peace can be found. 13. Ability to find joy in solitary activities. Older individuals who love solitude often excel at finding joy in solitary activities. They've discovered that being alone doesn't mean being bored or idle. It's an opportunity to engage in hobbies and activities that bring them true joy and fulfillment. Whether it's knitting, birdwatching, writing poetry, or simply taking long walks, they've mastered the art of enjoying their own company. I knew a retired librarian who found immense pleasure in solitary activities like birdwatching and sketching. Each morning, she would head to a nearby park with her binoculars and sketchbook, spending hours observing the birds and capturing their beauty on paper. She spoke of how these solitary activities filled her with a sense of calm and wonder, providing her with both creative inspiration and a deep connection to the world around her. For her, these moments alone were not just pastimes but essential parts of her life that brought her endless joy. These qualities paint a picture of the unique strengths and beauty that come with age and a love for solitude. They are a testament to the richness that can be found within, and a reminder that being alone isn't something to be feared, but something to be celebrated. For those who might feel uncertain about spending more time alone, take comfort in knowing that solitude can be one of life's greatest gifts. It's a chance to grow, learn, heal, and truly discover the beauty that lies within. Embrace it, And you might just find that, in solitude, you are never really alone. Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe if you found the video helpful. Thank you for watching.